Yes.
All right. Welcome to Thursday's edition of Gen X Rated. Got Uncle Bill and Gene today. How we doing, guys?
Good.
Good. Took a COVID test an hour ago. I'm negative. I'm
good.
negative, but I can't taste shit. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
Well, apparently it's going around. I've had several different people tell me, from the head cold to the dry cough to the wet cough to the nasal dripping. Once you clear that, you have a week of coughing.
I had some coughing already. That seems to have gone away. I hope that doesn't come back.
Well, I hope not.
Well, it is what it is. I'll make it through an hour of this shit. So
I kind of figured you're good like
other than
that.
If I sound a little funny, it's just because my head feels like a bit of a lead balloon.
I'm with you on that. Ears are totally plugged. So, Uncle Bill, speak up.
I'm fine.
Oddly enough, he's great.
I feel okay.
The lighting's good too, Bill.
Huh? Yeah.
The lighting's good. I'm impressed.
It's all coming up me today.
So what is today? Thursday, right? Today's Thursday show?
Today's Thursday show.
Which means Thursday night football. Who's playing football?
Lions and Packers.
Records are good.
Lions are in first place. Are they 11-1?
11-1, yeah.
And Packers are right behind them.
Okay.
Got a pretty good squad. Should be a good game.
It should be.
Who's the Lions coach? Oh, the former tight end.
Dan Campbell.
Campbell, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a pretty good guy. They seem to play for him.
Yeah, they play for him. So, I mean, give me a fucking team, anybody in the NFL. Give me the Browns next year. Give me 4 or 5 fucking years. I'll get them to play for me. I mean, I don't know shit about football anymore, but I'll figure it out. It ain't that fucking hard, for fuck's sake.
Did you see that clip of Mike Tomlin inviting all those guys over, in the team meeting, Thanksgiving Day, inviting them to his house?
No, does he have a nice crib? I bet he does.
I'm guessing so. And he lived, you know what's interesting? He lives in the city as opposed to like a lot of those guys live in McMansions. Man, he's right there in the Shady Side area.
Like a house in the city or like a condo in the city?
I'm guessing like a townhouse.
Yeah. It's
That's
got to be
cool.
sizable. He literally invited anybody and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
That's cool. Yeah.
Najee Harris says, I'm over at his house all the time when he's cooking.
That's cool.
So yeah.
Cool. You need that type of coach. I never quite had that type of coach. June was pretty cool, but I didn't know him long enough to have that kind of relationship with him. So
Yeah.
I can't read without my glasses. What's it say, honey? My producer has some news. What? Okay, when we get to that fucking CEO that got whacked, we got some information. So
we're going to start there, but I just want to close with the fact that you mentioned your coaches. You actually played for 3 Hall of Fame coaches, so
I did.
That's not too
Reeves. Well, I mean, Reeves isn't in the Hall of Fame yet, is he?
No, I think is he a qualifier for this year? Is he on the
No idea. Shula's in. Belichick is obviously a no-brainer.
Belichick's gonna be in, yeah.
Reeves will probably be one of those borderline guys until
the almost Hall of Fame. He'll be in.
So. Hall of pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I never had Thanksgiving at Dan's place, but I was invited to carry his golf clubs from his car.
That's like Thanksgiving, isn't it?
The guy didn't even bother to know my name.
Generation of coaches. Remember, his coach wore a fucking fedora. So
yeah,
and he wore a suit up until what 1996 or 7, probably.
Yeah.
So different time, different era. I'm glad Tomlin's players like him. I would have really liked to play for a coach that you could just talk to and don't feel like you have to call him coach.
Well, and he would
I didn't call Dan coach. I called him Dan, but you know what I'm saying.
I'll ask Dan.
You know what I'm saying. So,
well, they're on Hard Knocks.
They are.
The AFC North is on Hard Knocks. I don't really watch that. It's on Max, but they were showing like the Monday meeting room for the Browns, Cincinnati, Ravens, and Steelers. Pretty interesting. I mean, all those coaches seem pretty with it. I'm not a huge Harbaugh fan, but obviously he's found success and clearly his guys like him. But Tomlin's just cool. I hate to use that word, but he just gets it. The guys relate to him. He relates to the guys, and it seems like he genuinely cares.
That's good.
Well, he does,
because-
and he's a very straightforward guy. And I've seen the interview of Ryan Clark where he had sickle cell, right?
Mhm.
And he almost died after playing in Denver. And a couple years later, they went back. He wanted to play it, and Tomlin's like, "Look, if you're my kid, we're not even having this conversation. You're out. You're not playing this game. Your life is worth way more."
Yeah.
Right. That's cool. Now I'd like an expert in CTE to interview him on CT and how he feels about that. I bet you get different answers. All I'm saying is, as a former player, these coaches love you to a fucking point, but that point stops when their fucking paychecks on the fucking line. Ain't no fucking coach going to talk about CTE. Ain't no coach going to go to bat for you and go, "Hey, if you're my kid, I wouldn't even let you play in the NFL because you're going to get fucking CTE, son." They don't say that shit. So
Sure.
that's why I take that out with a grain of salt. He certainly loves them in the moment, and he may love them after. But when they're all 70 and wearing a fucking diaper and their old ladies are taking care of them, I doubt he's going to be visiting every single fucking one of them. So, great that he's a player's coach, but to me, fuck all coaches. But you guys already know that. I burn bridges. I don't make peace. I don't give out olive branches. I just, fuck all coaches. But good for him.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I thought was interesting was somebody had asked him like how he keeps up his passion for the job, and he said, part of it is I love football. I love what I do, and another part of it is like these guys, their careers are short, so I want to make sure I give them the best that I can, while they're here. And I thought it was interesting to see a coach actually acknowledge how short these careers are.
For sure. And he did play in college, obviously. I mean, he's constantly around the game, and I just think, I don't know. Sure, mic'd up makes a little bit of a difference. You're hearing stuff, but you just always with Hard Knocks, it's a little bit different. You get a little bit of piece of this. You hear a little blurb that he's talking to the guys, and the guys generally seem to really respond to it. And I think he's genuine. I don't think he's a big phony.
Is he 50 yet? How old is that dude? Is he in his 50s?
He's got to be 50, no?
Okay.
Yeah, let's see.
He started coaching so young. He's been around so long. I've already forgotten. Like,
I know,
52.
2007, 52. Okay.
52. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean,
He's a Gen Xer.
If you're gonna play this brutal ass game, you might as well have a decent fucking coach. It's not easy playing for a fucking asshole, that's for sure. So,
or working for one.
And I'm glad he acknowledges how short their careers are, because they are short. What's the average NFL career? 3.5 years, maybe, or 2.5 years, some shit. People tend to forget that shit. So,
dude, I remember when the year I spent with the Rams, dude, Mike Martz wouldn't even look at you. He'd walk past you in the hallway, not even look at you. And it was just, dude.
Maybe he's just neurodivergent, a little on the spectrum or something. No, I mean, dude, those guys exist. You realize now, you look back and go, is this guy just really a fucking asshole? Or maybe he's just, on a little different spectrum than me, and he's just not equipped to function that way. Because I see Mike Martz, and he's definitely a fucking asshole. I definitely wouldn't want to play for him. But sometimes I wonder if that guy, and I'm not here to fucking diagnose him, but I just wonder if he's just he's not on the same spectrum as us. He's in some different little fucking place. So
it's possible. But this is the same guy that cost the Rams a Super Bowl because he was dead set on running his offense. That was the guy that cost the
Super Bowl? Who'd you just that wasn't the guy that cost, that was the guy that got fucking shot in the back, wasn't it?
Yeah. His Super Bowl days are over.
And look at you guys subliminally giggling.
I'm not giggling.
When the picture of that guy, motherfucker, you giggled. That fucking guy's picture came up and you fucking giggled a little. You both fucking started smiling, and so did I. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying we all three sort of fucking cracked a tiny little smile. But let's go back to football.
You know what? Let's just get to it then. If we're gonna jump into this.
Fuck. What's his name?
This is Brian Thompson, 50 years old. Yes, I think we all saw the what happened to him yesterday, which you wouldn't wish on anybody. But
no, I'm not we're gonna do those caveats today.
I'm not.
We're gonna really do those you wouldn't wish on anybody things.
All I'm gonna say is this.
Go ahead.
Let me just put this into context, Gene. Right before this, I saw that they were gonna cut anesthesiology
time under anesthesia.
Anesthesia.
Yeah,
they were gonna cut it to how long they felt the surgery should be.
Right. They were going to put a
Things go
time
wrong in
limit on
surgery.
how long they were going to pay for you to be under. And then after that, it was
Correct.
on your fucking dime.
Correct.
Even
So
though
it's not-
you're out and you don't have an advocate there fucking timing, they could say, first of all, they could say it's anything. So the fraud, waste, and abuse that's available for even doing something like that is outrageous. And the fact that you would even do that to a fucking human being when you don't know, when surgeries you go into a surgery, you don't know exactly. Surgeries are routine, but they're not routine.
Everybody's
You don't know
different.
what the fuck's
Yeah.
going to happen.
Correct.
That was the news my producer Melissa was going to give me is Blue Cross Blue Shield is no longer a day after this guy getting shot. They are no longer going to fucking put a time limit on anesthesia. That's breaking news like 10 minutes ago.
Okay, but was that
So-
only in Connecticut? Because it was Connecticut, New York, and Missouri, and all I saw was
Correct.
Connecticut. All three?
Is it all three, producer Melissa, or is it just Connecticut? Because the CEO came out and said it after she went into hiding, of course. But yeah.
Well, and she was posted too. They put her information out there as well, which
Oh
is
yeah, well,
public knowledge.
you know what?
People have had
So what?
enough. Yeah.
You know who else
People
is
had enough.
information they've put out all the time? The guy that shot fucking Ashley Babbitt, the police officer that was doing his fucking job, the black cop, the only cop that had the balls to put a bullet in a MAGA piece of shit that was invading the Capitol. And Biden's going to have to give that guy a fucking pardon for sure.
Probably.
Editor's note, what?
The letters reporting on Wednesday, December 4th, Connecticut State Comptroller announced.
That's Connecticut. You were right. It's Connecticut.
The policy would not take effect in Connecticut, though it is still set to take effect in other
Yeah,
states.
it's still set to take effect. So we haven't they haven't fully stopped being fucking assholes. But
Well,
Missouri is, yeah.
and speaking to a few physicians, actually surgeons that do these.
First Medicaid insurance plans in Connecticut, New York.
all right, go ahead.
I
Sorry.
was only going to say that in speaking to some surgeons, yes, Gene, you're absolutely right. Things do not always go as planned. You may have some extra time. The surgeon's not going to stop the procedure. They're not going to wheel you out of there when the anesthetic wears off. The issue is you're paying for it. That's going to be an extra 10 grand because if you can figure out the wizardry of how insurance companies charge, you're a better man than I am. But it's money out of your pocket, the patient.
Oh, yeah.
To me,
Yeah.
I got that news. Then I saw this about the shooting, and I have to say I wasn't like, oh my God, so shocked. I was more like, that's not a great thing. But
Well,
I just didn't feel it.
What was written on the shell casing?
Oh, on the shell casing, they had written delay, deny, defend, which is basically
And then die.
what they do. They just
Well, that's what insurance companies do. Every time they try to delay you, they deny you, and then they make you fucking defend your argument for wanting that coverage for something you pay into.
and most of the time you're dead by the time that comes through. I mean, we saw that firsthand. With
That made that CEO what? That made him worth almost $50 million. By doing that, that guy that got shot yesterday, it was worth $48 million. Generational wealth he can pass on down to his family for a life. None of those motherfuckers in his family ever have to fucking work again.
Mhm.
All I can say to any CEO or anybody that does that to people, was it fucking worth it? Was it worth it? Now you're fucking taking a dirt nap, you fucking idiot. And
For sure.
by the way, you think this is the end of this? This is literally probably just the beginning of this. You guys, myself, you've heard me say in jest, as a fantasy, don't ever let me have stage 4 anything or people are getting fucked up. And I don't know if this guy had stage 4 anything, but obviously this motherfucker, this company, somehow, some way, in this guy's mind, fucking an eye for an eye. He went for an eye for an eye. And you motherfuckers, you religious fanatics are talking about this shit all the time and denying people coverage and having them fucking die on you. Having my son or my daughter fucking die on me because some CEO piece of shit wants to make a little more extra money for his fucking family.
Mhm.
Bro, it's on. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't feel for you. I don't feel bad for you. No one deserves to get fucking shot. But I didn't see the CEO coming out for Black Lives Matter when Kyle Rittenhouse was fucking shooting fucking people either. So
No,
don't clutch your fucking pearls when these motherfuckers get shot. Because people I fucking care about get fucking whacked and die from healthcare problems and all sorts of shit all the time. And I didn't see this CEO at any fucking vigil. So fucking clutch your pearl somewhere else. I literally do not give a fuck And I was almost kind of fucking happy the guy got to fucking turn around and see a shooter. He didn't just drop and go black. He got to turn around and go, oh, I literally know why I'm getting murdered. He got to think about it. No, for real. And I was like, at least he fucking knows. At least you know, motherfucker. Most people, it's just lights out. You'll never know why you got fucking whacked. But you literally turned around and you fucking knew. You fucking knew. And that's literally all I have to say about that. I don't feel bad for that fucking guy. Fuck him.
No thoughts and prayers here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I will say that his company was being investigated by the Department of Justice, and I don't want to go too deep into this, but there were a lot of instances where he sold shares knowing he was under investigation. I think he sold 31% of his stake, made him about $15 million, and then leadership within that company started selling over a 4-month period, also about $117 million that they're taking out of the market. And then, it was the firefighters' pension that sued them because none of this was known to them as they're investing in this company. The California Public Works also, Public Employment Fund also joined this litigation. So it's not like some small company. They're giant, and they were taking advantage of a lot of people. The interesting thing that I found was that the way they would deny people, they had a method through AI, and they were denying 90% of these people, they were denying all these people, but it was 90% incorrect. So their formula was almost 90% incorrect in denying people, and then you have a lot of people dying.
Oh yeah,
because they're denied healthcare.
I'm dealing with that right now for my shoulder surgery. There's like almost like $2,500 that they're not covering because they said it wasn't an accepted part of the procedure. And I actually called my physician, my surgeon's office about that. And they said that's a very commonly accepted. They know that's part of the procedure.
Yeah.
She's
But
like,
they're
they
going to do what they
deny.
can.
They deny it.
It's deny. Yeah. Your
That
part
was
is
the
deny
first
right now.
casing was deny.
Yeah. That's what they do. So I'm fighting it, and my account is, they're reviewing it now, and I'll just keep calling these people because it's just ridiculous.
Because that's how Americans should spend their lives, on the fucking phone with customer service with some asshole that literally isn't even trained to fucking answer your question, to drive you crazy, to give up, to just write the fucking check.
And he may not even, they may not even be in this country. I mean, there's call centers all over the world just to
exactly
do the
why
work.
every year fucking that motherfucker Obama fucking celebrates the ACA. I fucking want to pull what little hair I have left out of my fucking bald head, because it's like, how dare you? Do you have any idea how difficult it is to deal with private fucking health insurance anytime you have any little thing go wrong with you? And you're calling Biden every year going, hey, Joe, it's year 13. Let's eat some soup. Fuck you, motherfucker. You don't have affordable care.
Yeah, and none of those guys are on Obamacare. I guarantee you that. They're on their gold-plated
fucking
health
ridiculous,
plan.
And it needs to fucking end. I've never seen a situation like there's literally two types of fucking, there's two Trump voters out there, two types, billionaires and absolute fucking morons. Because if you don't have $1 billion, why the fuck are you voting for this fucking guy? And I just, you vote against your own healthcare, vote against your own fucking happiness index, vote against fucking unions. Americans, you weren't born stupid, but clearly your politicians want to keep you stupid. And hopefully this is the fucking wake-up call everybody needs. I literally fucking tried to find a way to deregister from the Republican Party today. I got online.
Wow.
I'm not exactly sure what Ohio's rules are, but I just fucking had it, dude. Just had it with this fucking bullshit. Fucking Nancy Pelosi lecturing Medea Benjamin today in the halls of Congress. She wants to turn the conversation from Gaza into, why aren't you talking about the Uyghurs like this? And Medea's like, because we don't give fucking Chinese 2,000-pound bombs, bitch. Our side doesn't even give a fuck, dude. Our side doesn't even fucking care. And I've just fucking had it. I would rather be a registered independent, and you literally have to win my fucking vote with your policy proposals. I don't care how fucking good looking you are. I don't care if you shoot a gun. I don't care what you look like in a fucking bikini. None of that shit matters to me any fucking more. I just want to fucking know what you're going to do for me and my family and my generational wealth and my happiness index. And if you can't answer that fucking question and your only fucking concern is fucking Israel or the fucking Middle East or fucking Jared Kushner's hedge fund or fucking Trump being fucking Hitler, fuck you. I don't have time for that shit anymore. Just tell me what the fuck you're going to do for me and how the fuck you're going to do it. And let's move on, because I'm tired of putting all my emotion and all my fucking energy into this shit. I'm 56 now. I'm going to be fucking 60 fucking years old when this pussy grabbing rapist gets out of the fucking White House. And it's just, it's almost too much to fucking take, dude. Yeah. I mean, he's clearly fucking JD Vance. Again, food tasters for Trump. Don't have JD Vance anywhere near his McDonald's, because that motherfucker wants to be president. Him and Peter Thiel. I'm just saying.
Peter Thiel wants him to be president too.
Anyway, that's my fucking rant for the day. I've just had it with fucking both these parties, two sides of the same fucking flipping coin.
Well, I want to clarify, when you talk about you, me, I want for me, this is what I want, you're talking about John Q. Public. I mean, this is what the general public deserves.
I'm talking about what I am, the middle class.
Yes, I know what you're expressing. I just want to make clear to the listeners that we're talking about us, all of us.
Dude, I've been voting against my own best interests basically since I was in the NFL and got big paychecks. I voted for the fucking taxes for Clinton. I voted for the Democrats to tax me, to help those beneath me, to pay it forward to whatever, whatever. And I just watched Democrats slowly say, nah, fuck that. We like billionaires and we like getting rich ourselves. And we aren't giving you shit, and we aren't giving your kids shit. And we're going to use school vouchers to buy equestrian lessons for fucking private school kids and shit. Enough's enough, dude. Yeah, they're fucking, both sides are fucking jacking us. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm what is it, bullish and bearish? I'm bearish on both these fucking parties right now. Mm-hmm. Most people are independents right now, but you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention to the shit that's coming out of people's mouths, because they constantly are trying to gaslight us into the other side's fucking evil.
And just to circle back to this UnitedHealthcare thing, the investigation with the Department of Justice was into a branch, was about a branch of that company, Optum, which is a health services branch, which represents physicians and assets, right? So they were working with this group of physicians to overcharge, what the patient's needs were for Medicare. So you're basically back to, Medicare billing practices of defrauding the government. So they don't care who they're stealing from. And generally taking from the government is taking from us. But my point is, they're not just singling out individuals that need health care.
Who's the poster boy for that? Rick fucking Scott. To this day. Yep. How many times did the guy plead the fifth for Medicare fraud? He's a goddamn U.S. senator. You people are fucking idiots, especially in Florida. You motherfuckers are dumb. But, I mean, it's just, goddamn, dude. Why are we voting for these people? Why?
Oh, I know.
Because we want to be the next billionaire.
Because people are stupid.
Well, I mean, it's got to end. You got to quit voting for the worst fucking people on the planet just because they're rich. That's dumb.
It is. Well, you're absolutely correct.
There's some and by the way, I'll just say this because I'm from Omaha. Like Dan Osborne ran against Deb Fisher in Omaha for Senate as an independent, and he did pretty well against her. And he just started a super PAC for just regular working guys. And literally, that's the shit that needs to catch on. He's got a super PAC for regular people, so regular blue collar people fucking run. People need to start starting PACs like this, just regular fucking normal human beings. I'm not a billionaire. I don't have $7 million in the bank. I don't have $5 million. I'm just normal. And get together and find candidates and start running these motherfuckers. Yeah. I mean, if the libs of TikTok can get assholes into fucking school boards and shit, certainly with our fucking brain power and a little effort, we can start putting people in like us, like-minded like us, and start getting shit done. But if we don't, we're going to be stuck with fucking Sub-Zero Nancy fucking Pelosi and fucking Chuck Schumer and fucking Chuck Grassley eating his fucking soup every day because he's 117 fucking years old.
Bag of dust.
And nobody needs that shit anymore. We got to pass this shit down to younger people. If Gen X does anything, we got to help these younger people.
We got to be
their fucking country back.
I agree. And not to pick on the elder statesmen, but if you're Chuck Grassley and you're 91 years old, you cannot relate to a 21-year-old. I'm sorry. I loved my grandparents, but they really didn't know what I was going out and doing at night. Okay, probably for the best. I'm just saying.
Our mom didn't know what we were going out and doing.
She was busy raising 2 kids by herself. But yes.
I'm just saying you weren't telling too much.
Yeah, they're way behind. All night with my car? Way too old. They don't know tech. They don't know that these tech bros are coming in trying to pull some fascistic bullshit. I mean, they're just fucking clueless. So
and we're gonna jump onto this guy too.
I just want to say right before we leave our late great CEO buddy.
Yes.
So apparently they sent out a memo of his passing to all 16,000 employees. They got 28 responses.
20
Apparently he was not
responses.
popular.
Oh, well, I mean,
No,
the
not
laugh
well
emojis alone I saw on the social medias when announcing his death. You know, there was likes and there's laugh emojis and the retweets, and the laugh emojis were off the fucking charts. So you know, we all have the same sentiment that guy was a fucking asshole. All you CEOs should try to fucking do better than that. Your legacy shouldn't be when you take a fucking dirt nap. Nobody fucking cares, and they're mocking you. You really want to fucking go out like that? And if you do, you're a psychopath. So,
so I think people have had enough.
I have.
I really do.
I've had enough since fucking November 6th. I've fucking had enough. I've just fucking changed, dude. I've built up all the calluses and scars. I can't fucking do this shit anymore where I'm fucking sitting there arguing with fucking Joe Blow about fucking, he's sitting there going, Nancy Pelosi, and I'm sitting there defending her ass. I mean, I used to do that shit 15, 20 fucking years ago, just getting arguments with my fucking Republican friends. Me and my wife would be drinking with friends we grew up with, or, well, you know, I went to all boys Catholic high school, so they're all fucking Republicans. And then Nancy Pelosi's left of this, Nancy, just all this shit. And I'm constantly defending it. First of all, Nancy Pelosi isn't left of fucking shit. And secondly, I'm done defending all that crap. You guys can say whatever you want about any politician. To me, they're all the fucking same. I would
agree.
You know, we need Rob to run tomorrow, post haste.
I vote for him.
We do need to find some younger and qualified candidates that actually give a shit. A big part of it is just they can't relate. And once you're in that bubble and you have all the perks and great healthcare, it's hard to relate if you're not hitting the streets. And I know when I did some time in DC that they spend a lot of time, the senators, raising money. Half your day is spent raising money, whether that's meeting people in your office, making phone calls. You know, that's the job. You want to stay in the Senate, you better be raising, 40 to 50,000 a day. And that's chump change for these guys, but it's a start. And we need to get away from it. Citizens United, we've talked about this before. It's corrupted our system. Now we have 12 people that have over $1 trillion of wealth, and the rest of us can scrape together $3 trillion. That's the rest of us. That's 12 people. It's insane. The wealth inequality is off the charts and upsetting.
Yeah, and these situations never end well.
Can you get a Democratic politician, an incumbent that's been around for 10 years, to actually say we need to tax the fuck out of the rich? Can you get one to say tax the fucking rich? Because I can't.
AOC.
Well,
at what percent? I see. That's
I
the
don't
other
know.
thing. I need to hear numbers too. That's the other thing. They're very vague when they say, a humble. Biden used to say like a modest tax
1%.
increase for REITs or a humble tax. Now fuck that. Pay your fucking fair fucking share. Enough of this fucking humble any fucking thing. Should anybody be fucking on the cusp of being a trillionaire like Elon Musk? Are you fucking kidding me? There's no limit to fucking wealth now. It's literally greed is good, and there's no fucking limit because every dime that fucking asshole hoards. And that's another thing. Why do we have anti-hoarders and we're fucking making fun of fucking poor hoarders, but we're not making fun of rich hoarders? That's all they're fucking doing.
It's the same mentality. They're just hoarding cash.
Disgusting. It's disgusting, and it should be shamed. I'm not some bleeding heart fucking leftist, socialist, communist, fucking liberal, or whatever the fuck they want to call me. I like capitalist shit to a fucking point, but there's a fucking point, and we need to start defining that point. We're too vague with this shit.
Yeah.
And everybody's opinion matters. My point, Melissa and I were literally talking about this shit today. Dude, I'm fine with once you hit $1 billion, everything's a fucking 95% tax. Should anybody really be worth anything more than 999 fucking million? And obviously a lot of people, including you two, would probably say, yeah, you should be able to have more than $1 billion. But if you ask a rich guy, they'll say, fuck no, there's no limit. I should be able to be a fucking trillionaire. So I'm starting the bar fucking low. Sure. You shouldn't even be able to be a fucking billionaire before you get your ass taxed to death.
And for you to be getting higher and higher, you're doing it on the backs of people. You're not just doing it because, I invented this thing, it's great, and everybody's buying it per se. You're putting people down to lift yourself up. We went through this in the 80s. Who has the most toys wins. Like, it was bullshit then. It's magnified and worse now, frankly.
Oh yeah, and the guy that had that sticker on his motorcycle ended up dead. It's the
He
same.
did.
We all end up in the same place. Your fucking toys aren't going with you.
Right, and exactly, and you don't need a new fucking stadium every 25 fucking years.
God, no.
Yeah,
You rich
so that happened.
motherfuckers. And
They
if you
just did that in Cleveland, right?
pay for that shit yourself.
Did
The
they just
stadium
hit-
isn't even that fucking old, and we're about ready to fucking move. And we paid for the last one with sin taxes, with cigarette and booze taxes. Ain't nobody down here could afford a fucking ticket, but they're paying for that fucking stadium.
Yeah, I saw that
this shit
they
happens.
just passed that, right?
Yeah, dude, they're still fighting it. They invoked the Rooney fucking clause, so these fuckers couldn't move without us matching it. I have no idea what's going to happen, but billionaires always get what the fuck they want. So I'm
Oh, yeah.
assuming they will be the Brook Park Browns in a few years, no matter fucking what.
That's
It's
crazy.
ridiculous.
Can't
I
even think
agree.
about that.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I'm
well.
not even from Cleveland, but I like tradition.
Mhm.
I agree. You guys when you guys redid your stadium, same spot in Pittsburgh? Did you put it on the same spot, or how'd you guys?
They built it in the parking lot, essentially. But
So
yeah,
basically, same general area, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
And they just transitioned from one to the other, or did they have to play somewhere else for a while? Did they have to play at University of Pittsburgh or anything, or
No, so they were building it in the parking lot, and then when they were done, they just imploded the old place. Good old Three
I
Rivers.
made that a parking lot, or did they make that something else? They made that the park.
You know what? I'm actually not sure.
I'm not sure if the science center's there or not, but yeah, it's generally partially parking lot.
And how was it financed for the most part? Do you remember?
Well, the city had to
Um,
finance as well, but the Rooneys did put money in. And then when the
Okay.
Rooneys kind of got cheap on some of the niceties, they were pressured to put in more money. I
Right.
mean,
No, I'm with
they're,
you.
they're Pittsburgh through and through. They're not somebody that came from another city.
Yeah, they weren't going to move the fucking team to Saskatchewan,
Correct.
Hmm.
but yeah, I'm with you.
But they did end up paying what people thought was their fair share. I mean, they had to. I mean, Pittsburghers are cheap and pushy about stuff like that, you know. But they're
Oh, yeah,
loyal as
definitely.
heck. So
And Rose, you're the historian here. How did Green Bay come to
go public.
own their own team, basically? How did that work out?
I think that's how it was set up to begin with, wasn't it?
Okay, I have no idea. We'll have to research that because I don't know why I don't know why there's not more fucking teams like that.
Yeah.
Cleveland could have perfectly just went and fucking started their own fucking team in 2000 and fucking left the billionaires out of it. I have no
Mhm.
idea why you're well, the NFL wants a fucking billionaire owner. I know why,
For sure.
but
And
Oh,
here's
yeah.
here's the next rumor. You're going to lose the Bears family is going to be selling next to Bezos. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And where's he going to take the team? Keep it there? Or-
yeah, you got to stay in Chicago. You couldn't leave Chicago. But the point is
Oh,
now
yeah.
That's what
He'll
they
be
said
the
about
next
Cleveland
CEO on the
too,
list.
and then Baltimore won two Super Bowls. So,
Good point. How could
Yeah.
the NFL not have a team in Chicago? Is all I'm saying. And I get it.
How could the
Cleveland,
NFL not have a team in Cleveland, bro? Cleveland
Yeah.
is football. Believe me, dude. Billionaires do what the fuck they want. So hopefully,
Well,
I think you're right though.
But yeah, I mean that's a disturbing trend. We had a comment the other day when we were talking about billionaires controlling college football now and buying players, and
Larry Ellison, Oracle
Mhm,
in
mhm.
Michigan.
But
Yep.
it used to be that those families owned those teams, the Rooneys, the Maras, the Hallases, and now you've just got these guys, these billionaires buying the team as a toy.
Yeah.
Well, and
it's,
it was weird because they started making it. You saw it in Denver. They started to make it where it was the tax when you sold it, or if when Bolin died, that the family was going to have to pay so much, then they had to bring in other investors. Well, you bring in these
Mhm.
minority investors, and then they just happen to turn into billionaires. You're kind of screwed, and then it just kind of steamrolls from there. I mean, here we are.
Yeah, I mean, two of the Steelers' minority owners have owned teams now. The guy in Carolina, Tepper,
Yes.
it
right,
has them.
and Cleveland, Haslett.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it has them. Yeah. I'm with
Apparently,
ya.
neither one learned
It's-
anything working under the Rooneys.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, that wasn't the point of being a minority owner for them. It was just to get in.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, you're
So-
right. And then they take over.
Correct. But
Yeah.
that's how billionaires do.
Yeah.
A club that Trump never got
Billionaires
into.
and churches, man. We gotta we got to do something different for the next generations. This fucking not taxing these motherfuckers, and now churches are just fully embroiled in politics. They don't even give a fuck. Vote for
When you
Trump or you
mentioned
go to
churches,
hell.
they want to do all this stuff in public schools where we can bring religion in, but this is America, so you're not just bringing one religion into your public school. And I'm not sure that the certain religions are aware of that we're also going to have to teach other people's religions, and I'm not sure how well that'll go
Yeah,
over.
no, we're not doing that.
What? Just
'Cause
mine?
just one true religion. Yeah,
Hard
these
to
people
believe.
are insane.
Word.
They're insane.
So
Word.
we're going to
Thank
come
you.
back to football, Gene, because I want to get your take on some of the scheduling that's coming up. But I did want to jump to our friend here real quick. I'm not sure if you saw her Bitcoin that she was putting out. I really feel for this girl because the hot
Yeah,
tweet,
kind of.
Haley Welch, she seems like she's genuine. I'm not saying that she's behind all this, but she's got some handlers now. I mean, we saw her on Bill Maher. He wanted to help her out with a podcast, etc. Now she has handlers, and she puts out this coin that all of a sudden went up to $490 million. But within a few hours, it was down 90%. Like all the money was gone. Now today, they're at 28 million. Now it started at 490 million. And I'm not going to claim to understand Bitcoin or any of this coin shit at all.
You understand Ponzi schemes.
I know
Someone
when I
took
see
at the
one.
top. Someone, once they got fucking maxed out, they started fucking selling off. They took their fucking cash money, baby.
Well,
Yeah,
and apparently
pump and
they
dump.
call it a rug pull, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
A
But
big one.
she responded that she certainly didn't, sell any coins herself. But listen, she doesn't have to be in the group. So very strange. And this is the direction we're going in. Now we have the new SEC chairman that was named is also he was. And this is from Trump.
Well, can you go back to that for a second? I have a comment I want to make.
Sure.
So yeah, if you're going to buy somebody's coin, maybe make sure that they understand that fees, FEES, as in more than one, does not have an apostrophe S, as in fees. My friend Fees, dog has fleas. So yeah. So
well,
maybe,
I mean, and your second thing is, bro, she's had several months to have any man come forward and say, I was the recipient of her Hawk Tua and it was amazing. And we've yet to see one person come forward. So this bitch might literally be fucking famous for giving a blowjob she never fucking gave. Because
she just watched a lot of porn.
She just fucking said that shit. It became a fucking meme. And that's the ultimate grift, that she didn't even fucking blow anybody like that. She just went hot two one night at the fucking bar. And have you heard of some guy come out and go, oh yeah, dude, I'm the recipient of the fucking hot two. It was fucking amazing. It was the best fucking blowjob. No, you haven't heard a fucking thing, because it probably didn't happen.
I only want to say that I do think she's a pretty genuine person. I don't think that she's a grifter per se, but I do think if you don't have the sense, you can get wrapped up in this pretty quickly. And then, like I say, if you're sitting on the couch next to Bill Maher, whoa, he's big time, right?
Hey, Rob, I'm a super genuine
person,
and I'm starting a taint coin tomorrow. You buying in?
Nah.
I don't know.
It's a little hairy, but it's gonna fucking What are you talking about, dude? Fucking genuine. She's making money now at this point. The genuine,
she's being paid by her handlers now.
The genuineness is fucking gone. She knows what she's doing now at this fucking point, especially after this fucking coin thing. So
I don't know, man. I think they just said, "Hey, we're going to do this, and you're going to make this, and it's going to be great."
lawyers will definitely fucking let us know, because
listen, I saw quotes from her. She thought it was a scam, crypto, but then she went to a conference and found out that it was pretty good, and it was a good way for her to meet fans.
Was Bill Maher running that conference too?
Maybe it was at Harvard where she's planning on going.
Yeah. My God.
Hey, Rob, I'm having a conference. I'm on my taint coin next week. Could you attend? I mean, it's just. I'm sorry. I don't feel for her.
I'm not saying. All I'm saying is, I feel like she was a little bit taken advantage of and just kind of get swept up in it.
Because it tainted coin. It's a fucking joke. It's a ripoff. It's ridiculous. And
Yeah.
and by the way, David Sirota put out a tweet, and I know you guys have some issue with David Sirota that I never had because
It's been a while.
He was shitting on the left way earlier than we were. But it just turns out he was fucking right before we were. But he literally put down, wait until we have to fucking bail out fucking Bitcoin. He's like, mark my fucking words today, December fucking whatever it is, 5th or whatever. He's like, mark my fucking words. Wait until we have to bail out Bitcoin, the government.
And that's a great lead into Paul Akins, who was already in the Securities and Exchange Commission from 2002 to 2008. But now Trump's pushed him to be the chairman. And he's a huge fan of Bitcoin and crypto. So again, I don't understand it. I'm not going to claim to understand it, but I do feel like it's made up shit. Like Trump said on the campaign trail that, oh, it'll replace the dollar. What?
Well, listen, I watched, was it a Canadian guy that explained fucking how crypto was just bullshit? I can't remember his name, but next show, I'm going to pull this guy's name up because he literally, for I think an hour, just explained why Bitcoin and these coins or cryptocurrency is just fucking ridiculous. Well, and he explained it pretty well, but it's been a while since I've seen it, so I don't want to speak out of hand.
I'm not sure either, but it is mined, correct? Don't they have very poor, desperate people mining this stuff?
Well, yeah, which uses up a lot of electricity.
Yeah, a ton of electricity.
So it's a giant resource drain.
Yeah,
not great for the environment.
So these giant servers that Amazon and all these fucking companies have, they're moving their facilities to fucking Iowa that have wind turbines, ironically enough, because the fucking energy is so much cheaper. So they can put all their fucking servers and shit there. You drive down I-80, get close to West Des Moines, and you just see all these fucking Amazon servers and all these servers from Microsoft and all these fucking giant companies that are buying up all this cheap electricity in all these Midwestern states and shit, and raising the fucking prices of the average Joe. They're succubuses, dude. They everywhere they fucking go, they ruin shit.
Yeah. Well, and this is in Memphis. Elon Musk has a supercomputer in Memphis, and I can only imagine what it takes to power all this stuff I know nothing about. But he's got what does he have? 100,000 now, and he's going to up it to 100 million. And this is all for like AI. They're called GPUs. I guess it's graphic processing units for, video games, imaging. And again, the AI part of it, we go back to UnitedHealthcare, where 90% of the time it was wrong. Uncle Bill and myself have done some writing and some scripting in recent times, trying to use AI, and it just doesn't sound right. Like I can't even do it. My daughter's a huge she's totally against it because it just isn't natural. So I'm like, hey, plug in a few words, see what you get. None of it seems real. And this is the direction we're pushing everything into.
Kind of like fucking a sex doll, I imagine. You know what I mean? You can do it, but there's just something not quite human about it. I don't know, Bill, you tell me, you fuck sex dolls. What's it like?
I have no.
Okay.
No sex dolls.
Well, I thought I'd throw it out there because I'd never asked before. But I got
maybe a washcloth on occasion.
Bill does not have sex dolls. Do you have one of those fleshlights? I bet you have a fleshlight, don't you?
No.
Which porn star is it?
Dude,
probably one of the Falcon's secretaries, I imagine.
Oh, God.
You got to mold a fleshlight for you.
KP.
Sick.
You remember her?
Sick fuck. Yeah, I do. We're not going to talk about that, though. It's fleshlights. That's wrong. Anyway, I'm sorry. That went off the rails. But I imagine that's, you know what I'm talking about, dude. They're building these sex dolls or these companions for these people. They're not humans, but sure as shit, people are going to walk around treating them like they're humans. So I'm sure they treat this AI shit the same way. Although it does write incredible songs. When it turns a rap song into a Christmas song or some shit.
I did love that. That was Or they take rap and put it into like a 20s theme of music. It's pretty cool.
It's fantastic. It has no space in real writing like Bill does or you guys do.
It shouldn't. And it's unacceptable, frankly.
Right.
But
I agree.
I think there'll be pushback on that eventually because it's just not real. I'm sorry. But the powers that be are putting all this cash into it. I think it's going to be an issue, but it'll be something we're going to have to deal with for sure.
Oh yeah.
If these kids ever put their fucking cell phones down, if there's ever like a
Look
movement to
around.
go back to stupid dumb phones, or they self-police and they can put their cell phones down for a few hours, creativity will come back.
I agree, and we
but
need
right
it.
now it's kind of just ugh.
Uncle Bill, was it Australia that banned social media for those 16 and under?
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible. Listen,
Did they give a reason why, Bill? I mean, did you read the article as to why?
It's a health hazard, man. I mean, these brains are not fully formed. They're not even close to it. And you're just warping them. You know, the stuff you see on there, it destroys your sense of self-esteem. It gives you a very just distorted view of the world.
For sure.
You know, and kids can use it to just trash each other too. I mean, cyberbullying is a real thing. So I think it makes a lot of sense, man. I think it's smart to ban that.
I would agree.
You know,
I don't think that it could ever happen here, though. Sadly.
No.
Rob, our kids are almost around the same age. How did you deal with the evolution of the smartphone with your kids? How'd that work out? I mean, I remember giving my kid a dumb phone pretty early on. By the time they were what, 8, 9, 10? They were taking a phone to school. I mean, a dumb phone, not a smartphone. How did you do your shit?
Well, we kind of waited, and then I think Cole was in 7th grade, and they went to Chicago, and we never heard from him. And it turned out that
freaked you out.
Well, because he didn't have a phone, he's like,
Right.
"Hey, all these other kids had phones." I'm like,
Right.
"We didn't even hear from you." He's like, "I didn't have a phone."
Right.
Sorry.
Well, you saw him in somebody's picture in the background.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
knew he was
gosh.
okay. It was
Right.
school sponsored, but the kids that did have a phone, they ended up taking it away from them because they couldn't get off them. Hey, we're going to the Cubs game. Hey, we're going to this museum in Chicago, and the kid's on his phone. So they had to confiscate them because kids just can't monitor themselves. Then Cole
Most
finally
adults
got
can't
a
either.
phone, and he was super pissed when his sister ended up getting one, as she was 3 years younger than him. But a little more
I'll just
responsible.
show them Ferris Bueller's Day Off, how it goes. One gets the computer, one gets the car. You know, it's never quite fair, but
Sure.
you know,
Here's
you try
the
to
interesting
compensate.
part. My daughter's not on social media. It's not a thing that she wants to. I mean, she has been, but she's off it completely because it's a bit
I
destructive.
don't think my kids are either, dude. To be honest with you, I don't know what are our kids' social media presence is like. Very minimal. I mean, I know my daughter has an Instagram account, but she would never allow us to. She didn't, you know, she just doesn't mess with it that much.
Sure.
So she's got other shit to do. So does your daughter, and that's a good thing. Keep busy doing other shit.
Well, they're busy, and clearly, where your daughter's heading, and my daughter's trying to get is, help for the environment, better for the next generation, all that stuff. Take care of their own generation, and less about, hey, did you see that chick in the bikini on Instagram? Well, I'll never look like that.
Speaking of the environment, since you plugged it in my brain, when I was in Omaha, Melissa found something. All your black plastic cookware, your spatulas and shit, is probably made out of recycled electronics and has fucking bad things in it. Get rid of anything that's black and not silicone, basically.
Wow.
Silicone, fine. Black, hard plastic, chances are that's recycled electronics, and it has shit in it that you don't want in your food and you don't want to heat up.
Damn.
Look it up. I think black silicone's okay. Not that there's that much black silicone, but literally, if it's hard black plastic, it's probably recycled electronics, and you don't want to use that shit.
Who doesn't have that spatula or that,
I have 3 in my drawer right now, dude. One of my favorite spatulas is a hard black plastic one that I flip fucking eggs with, because it's the one I flip eggs with easiest when I do fucking fried eggs. So yes, I'm with you, bro. But yes, apparently that's shit you don't want in your food. One more fucking thing besides everything else. So
thanks everybody.
Man. Anyway, sorry about that PSA. I'll light a joint and we can move on.
All right. So I want to jump back to football. It's
bro, get that picture off the screen. That is not a flattering picture of my ass. Melissa, look at this fucking picture Rob is showing of my butt right now. Are you fucking kidding me, Rob? Of all the pictures you can show, you're showing my lumpy fucking ass. I cannot believe this. I am so hurt. I'm hurt.
Let me just, in fairness, I tried to Google a bunch. I got you and Jason at Iowa State. I got some other random pictures, but what I wanted to show was you in the trenches. First of all,
Oh, okay. You can put it back up then.
I can see your leg gear.
Yeah.
You're sealing, the hole is sealed. There's nobody getting near that running back. That's your job.
Yeah.
That's Leroy Horde, too. That's no small running back.
Fuck yeah.
It's a wide leg going through there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Listen, I had to give a little prop out to you, but what I wanted to talk about was, and again, it's the Steelers, I know, blah, 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 but they play 3 games in 11 days. They play a Sunday afternoon game against Philly. They play Saturday, right, against the Ravens, which is a bloodbath. We saw Pittsburgh go into Cleveland after playing the Ravens on a short week. The D-line and O-line were brutalized in that game. And then they're going to come back after that Saturday game, and they're going to play Wednesday, Christmas Day, against the Chiefs.
Brutal.
That's insane.
I mean, they just don't give a shit about the players. And the reason why I'm directing this to you is because the main guys, and it wasn't a complaint, but they said, hey, we had a bad game. We didn't play well. And it was basically the linemen on both sides of the ball. It's brutal in the trenches. How can you expect these guys to come out and perform? And the other thing is injuries. I mean, last time the Steelers played 3 games in 14 days, 2 guys blew out their ACL.
Yeah.
And they were on the defensive side. They were linebackers. They weren't even in the trenches.
Dude, that was Bud Dupree's contract year, too.
Yeah.
So, still got paid.
No, that's totally brutal. I don't even know. You can barely recover in a week. And by the time you get to the second half of the season, you really need fucking 2 weeks in between games, but you only get 1 week. So what they're doing when they do these 3-game clips inside of 2 weeks, it's your play is going to be greatly diminished on the O and D line on both sides because it's just too much. Your body can only take so much. I mean, dude, you're literally just beating the shit out of each other. Why do you think boxers take fucking 4 months off, 6 months off?
Yeah.
No,
these
you're right.
guys are, I mean, you're wearing equipment, but I mean, your arms are exposed, your legs are exposed, you're getting hit and punched. Have you ever seen a linebacker punch a ball out of a running back's fucking hand and miss and punch him in the rib cage? This is a fucking brutal game, dude. I mean, they're taking full fucking swings at you and shit. And to do that fucking 3 times in 11 days is absurd. But I will say this, people like the Pouncey brothers, the generations after me, told these young bucks not to fucking sign this collective bargaining agreement. Told them they were getting fucked on it. Told them they were going to fuck over the disabled players. Told them they were going to fuck over themselves.
The retired
and
players.
They signed that shit anyway. So, yeah, it's fucking brutal. But you motherfuckers didn't have to sign this shit. And DeMaurice Smith did not do you a favor by signing this shit.
Yeah.
This is,
I
mean, and it's going to only get worse in the next collective bargaining agreement because they want to add another fucking game or some shit?
18.
Yeah. I mean, this is also fucking billionaires can make more money off of brutalizing your body. You'll get 1 fewer season in your career because you'll have played fucking those 2 extra games every year of your career. You're going to fucking lose a season and they're not going to give a fuck because we're all replaceable. So, and they don't care about diminished. They just want to see the returns. I mean, if the play's diminished on both sides, they don't give a shit. I mean,
I don't think they care about the score necessarily.
Unless the ratings go down.
They just want the performance. And it is like hand-to-hand combat in the trenches. I mean, you're right. You punching out is the least of your problems. You got guys that are blocking next to you that all of a sudden are rolling into you. We're not even talking about lower body stuff. I mean, ankles.
Were you guys working for the Falcons when Anton Davis was there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You remember the Lions game where fucking Robert Porcher, where we fumbled the fucking ball and we're in the bottom of the fucking pile? This is a fucking true story, folks, by the way. And me and Anton have our hands on the ball, but Anton has a better fucking, he's like, I got it, Gene, I got it. So, you got it? I'm like, I got it. And we're getting crushed by like 5,000 pounds of fucking human beef, barely able to breathe. But the only thing that fucking matters in the NFL is that fucking football. And then all of a sudden, the next second you hear Anton screaming like someone's fucking grabbing his nuts. Why is he screaming like that? Because Robert Porcher is literally fucking squeezing his nuts as fucking hard as he can until Anton lets go of that ball and Detroit recovers that ball. We had that ball completely secure.
Yeah.
That's fucking the NFL, folks. That's the fucking NFL in a nutshell. There's so much shit that fucking goes on you don't even know about. We had that ball. We secured that ball. It was our ball. But one nut grab later, it was their ball. So that's the brutality of the fucking NFL, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because that was the game that the video team found me on the sidelines where the play's coming towards the sidelines. Willick's in front of me. I can't see shit. All of a sudden, Willick moves, and I just get plowed over by their safety.
Willick's like,
that wasn't the worst part, because that happens. You're on the sideline, it's going to happen. But the worst part was he picked me up like a rag doll, and that's what they showed on film to the fucking team, was me getting picked up like a toy.
That's the worst, right? Pick up the little guy and make him look like he weighs 100 pounds. I'm with you, bro.
And listen, I appreciated that he helped me up. He wasn't a dick about it, but it was a little emasculating for sure.
We used to have the video. It was called Rose Takes a
You can
Smack.
take down a full-grown wildebeest and throw him in a hot tub, so you can take care of yourself. So
I didn't see it coming,
the
Gene.
story. Yeah,
plowing through, man.
yeah, there's no chance. But yeah, getting picked up like that would have been a little like emasculating. I feel you there.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a
Nothing
brutal
good
game,
ever
man. It's a
happened in
brutal game.
Detroit.
So them adding an extra 2 games, which is what we were talking about, you did it to yourselves, man. You know, bet on yourselves. Don't fucking bet on the owners. You're just making them more fucking money.
Oh yeah.
Well, and you had a lot of guys that maybe played 1 year and were done. I mean, we had Brown, that wide receiver that played with us.
Ty Brown.
Ty Brown. He was a good player, and the next year he was at Foot Locker. We were visiting him while we were at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
It happens that fast sometimes, dude, especially with free agents or undrafted. It's it's brutal. So
it's a meat grinder.
It's a meat grinder. Even for the equipment guys, even for the training staff, even for the coaches to a certain extent. That I was reading an article on fucking Ryan Day today from Ohio State, this losing to Michigan 4 times. You can literally see it affecting his fucking health, and you can physically see it affecting his. He looks fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's hard on his fucking family. It's been fucking hard on him, and it's having a fucking 1 football game a year, dude. And this does this shit to men.
It's a great program.
It seems silly to me. It's like, but it's.
I blame the fans.
They take this shit so seriously.
The fans are terrible.
You should. It's ridiculous how everyone thinks your team is like a fucking family member or something. It's just a fucking game, dude. And the next year, it's not even going to fucking matter because you're going to be fucking rooting for something else. It's a year by year thing, but people take that shit so seriously now. All the fights you see in the stands now, all the fucking brawls.
Oh yeah,
that idiot that was running around in Baltimore, cold cocking fucking guys.
He got arrested.
He's gonna fucking go to jail for 20 fucking years. I hope it was fucking worth it. You know, you're getting fired because you want to have a fight over the fucking jersey you wear. It's like, first of all, none of you motherfuckers play. And even if you did play in high school, you probably sucked. So just, watch the game, enjoy it, and make it a friendly ribbing. It doesn't have to be fucking life and death. I don't understand why, the banter back and forth. It used to be fucking kind of friendly, but now it's just all fucking, maybe it's because of betting and gambling. I don't know. There's a lot of gambling going on now. People could be investing in this shit, and that's why they're so fucking bent out of shape.
Alcohol doesn't help either, especially the guys at the game.
Never.
Yeah. If I'm paying $14 for that beer, I'm gonna have a few of them and then still be outraged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The fucking alcohol never does fucking help. But they invest too much of their fucking whatever into that shit.
And you see a lot of that on Twitter too. Like some of these fights, I just can't even watch. It's just, it's somewhat barbaric.
Well, it takes one of you to walk away. Walk away and look like a pussy. Who cares? You don't get knocked out. You don't crack your skull. You don't fucking die. You don't get a brain bleed. Yeah. None of that shit matters. If anybody is ever attacking you as an individual and you're a man, walk the fuck away. The only time you should ever want to fucking engage with somebody is if they're fucking with your family. Yeah. Other than that, walk the fuck away. If they're not harming your family, it's not worth it. Walk the fucking way. It's not worth a broken fucking hand when you punch them in the face. It's not worth getting sued. There's no reason in the world to fight over fucking anything, really, especially a fucking football game.
I was gonna say, you're fighting over athletes that don't even give a shit about you.
Saying that in a derogatory way. Because Patrick Mahomes is saying he has thoughts and prayers for you after you get knocked unconscious. He doesn't give a fuck, dude.
No, he does not care.
They don't care.
We had a game, I think it was my first year in Atlanta. We played the Raiders in the old LA Coliseum.
Man.
And dude, rolling up to that place in the morning, it looked like you were driving through a prison yard. It was scary. But I think it was like late in the third quarter, and it wasn't a huge crowd anyway, and it had thinned out that we were losing. There was a fight up in the stands, and you could hear it. I was down on the sidelines. dude, you could hear it. And all the players, I remember this, all the players all stopped on the field and they were all just looking up into the stands to watch this shit. It was crazy. It was nuts.
Hence the beginning of MMA.
Yeah.
Well, you should be if you get in any sort of fight whatsoever, you should be banished from that fucking stadium forever, and that's it. Your fucking citizenship in that stadium is revoked because it's completely unnecessary and it should never fucking happen, ever.
Yeah.
So
it was nuts, dude. I can still hear what that sounded like. It was crazy, and just watching everybody on the field staring up into the stands.
We all have to grow up. They have us so distracted. We're fighting each other over fucking
stupid shit.
Football games, and none of us have good health care. It's dumb.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get why we do dumb shit. But
dude, that was a rough crowd there at that place. I had to in the first half, my job was to run. This is how long ago it was. I had to run the pictures from the
way up.
All the way through the stands, right? And I've got my Atlanta Falcons polo shirt on. Dude, people are throwing shit at me. They're spitting at me.
Was there an elevator or just stairs?
Just stairs. It was the quickest way down to the sidelines. Yeah. Dude, it sucked. And so finally at halftime, I'm like, no, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, I'm tired of getting spit on, bro. I ain't doing this no more.
That shit got old fast.
I know, man.
You wouldn't have lasted if you were pressing the elevator button, waiting to take it up there, man.
Yeah, they would have killed your ass. You would have never made it up. That's a good point.
I did pregame. I almost knocked over Al Davis.
Oh, really?
I was walking through the press box, and they had the earthquake there in Northern California the year before in Southern California. And so the press box was like kind of still being rebuilt. And it was a shithole anyway. And I turned the corner, and there's this little old guy. He looked like the crypt keeper. He was tiny.
Super frail.
Is he small? Yeah. You can never really tell. Pretty small?
Yeah, way smaller than I thought.
Yeah.
Kind of hunched over. I almost took him out. I just didn't see him until the last second. And
that would have been a good story.
Yeah, really. I took out Al Davis, and then they pummeled me.
Yeah, it's way better than the I almost took out Al Davis story. It's just
you know what? I'm accepting of that, Billy.
Okay.
What's wrong with that? Oakland Al, come on now.
There's no teams in Oakland anymore, are there?
No.
Not even the A's, right?
Apparently, but I think the cost overruns for that fucking where they're going is I think they're 25-35% over right now. So
yeah, so they're going to play in, is it Stockton or Fresno for the next 2 seasons, I think?
I think it is Stockton. I think you're right.
Yeah, and I think it's a minor league stadium, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody was coming to see them in Oakland, so I think the minor league stadium should be fine. But yeah, a little disappointing if you're an A's fan. See your team go. There's Oakland now.
When's the last time you guys were at a baseball game?
I don't really go to baseball games. I think I saw the Cardinals 8 years ago for something, few innings, maybe.
I've been in Cleveland for 25 years. I've been to fucking maybe 6 fucking games.
Really?
Yeah, I don't go that often.
Pretty good stadium too.
Yeah, it's too cold. It's too cold in the fall or in the spring when they start, and then it's too fucking hot in the summer, and then it's too cold in the fall. So
just
and the game's kind of boring.
Cool, Al Davis. Hey, and we talk about this another time because we don't have time to go into it. But I do love the pitch clock in baseball because I'm kind of a baseball purist from back in the day of Jimmy Leland, early Pirate baseball in the 90s. Where there was some strategy. It wasn't all about the Munsies necessarily until they lost Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
But we'll have to come back to baseball next time because they.
Oh, you want to talk about that stupid fucking golden bat rule?
Golden bat rule.
We're playing baseball on fucking Narnia now. Fuck that shit. That's stupid. And I'm not even a purist. I didn't even realize until this year that the designated hitter was in both leagues now. I had no idea. And I watched the playoff game and I got confused. I'm like, wait a second. And then someone fucking told me.
And how about the extra innings where you start the guy at second base?
Is that a thing now? I didn't even know that. What is that?
Yeah. Well, when you go into the 10th inning, you start with a man on second.
I didn't even know that. See,
it does speed it up.
It does.
Oh, you like it?
I'm all for.
It's okay.
Yeah, anything that speeds that up. I don't know, man.
Pitch count I'm all about.
Dude, it should stop at the golden. We shouldn't do the golden bat.
I agree. It sounds ridiculous.
We'll talk about it. Let me research the golden bat and we'll talk about it next time. That seems stupid as fuck.
I couldn't agree more.
Jose Canseco follows me on Twitter. He would not approve. No, he probably would because he would be the golden bat.
He'd be the guy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry,
bring out your favorite retired star.
Anyway, all right. I guess we're done here. The music's playing and it's been an hour.
Wow, the hour flew by.
Yeah.
And fuck, it's dark outside and Bill doesn't look like he's in a fucking horror movie. Thank God for lighting.
It's still light here, yeah.
We'll get him hooked up for Saturday. Hopefully, we can get back at it then.
All right. Well,
Sounds good.
I'm just gonna sleep until then because my head feels like a fucking balloon.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
I
feel
hope you
better,
feel
Gene.
better.
Take some medicine, buddy.
all right,
Yeah,
man.
rest
Peace.
up.
Nice job,
Feel better.
fella.
All right.
See ya.
Peace.